We have to trust the process. We have to trust ourselves. We got to trust God. We have to trust the work that we're putting in order to be the best version of ourselves, man. Like the work that you're putting in today, you got to trust that that's going to pay off tomorrow. And you don't know how it's going to pay off, right? You might be doing something and you don't want to do it because you don't know what it's going to lead up to, but it's part of your story. It's part of who you are. It's part of your origin story, your beginnings, your humble beginnings. You got to trust that process. You know, where you're at today, never judge a man by that. Never judge a man by where he stands. Never even judge yourself by where you stand. Judge yourself off of where you're going, off of who you want to be, off of the direction that you're going into, off of the man that you know that you can become. We live in a world, brother, that a lot of people, they don't believe in themselves anymore. They're not trusting the process. They're not trusting God. And I'm not telling you what to do or what to believe, but I'm telling you, brother, in my own journey, in my personal life, everything that's happened to me in this life, good and bad, prepare me for the moments that I'm in right now. Trust in those moments, trust in those hard times, trusting that I'll overcome has prepared me for the blessings that's about to come into my life. I had to trust myself. I had to trust the process. And it wasn't just me banking on that. I had people around me depending on me, banking on that. And I still do. You know, family that needs me, it's looking up to me. So at the end of the day, man, I just want you guys to believe in yourself and to trust that the work that you're doing will pay off. You know, you have your present self, you have your past self, and you have your future self. Now, your present self is focused on the present moment, which is good. You're focused on what you have to work on and accomplish day by day. But sometimes we get caught up in our past and we're focused on what we did or what we didn't do and who we were and who we weren't and what we could have accomplished and what we didn't. And we get so caught up on the past that we're not focused on our current moment the way that we should be. We're not focused on that current moment more. And sometimes our present self gets caught up in our future. What is it going to look like? It's probably not going to work out. Should I take this risk? And hey, brother, we have one life. We have one opportunity to do this. There's a lot of people that are scared to bet on themselves. We get so caught up in the past instead of just recognizing we can't change it. And we get so caught up in the future instead of just recognizing the things that you do today will prepare you for the future that you want tomorrow. So you have to trust the process. You have to trust yourself, and you have to trust the current moment that you're in this life. You see, brother, if we don't have faith, nothing's going to come into fruition. Nothing's going to actually come into reality. Everything is mental first. You have to believe. And when you believe, you perform better. You do better. And when you do better, you're getting the results that you're looking for. And you have to trust in that process. But there's a lot of people, they don't trust it. And they wonder why, man, why isn't life going my way? Why isn't life becoming how I want it to become? Why isn't life doing this or that? And it's like, you didn't even trust the process to begin with. You didn't have faith in yourself to begin with. You wanted this to end the minute it started. You got to be willing to go through the pain, the fire, the struggle. You got to be willing to go you have to be willing to go through the turmoil, the tribulations. You have to be willing to go through those hard times, the difficulties, because you know that that's going to bring you the blessings, the success. That's going to help you reach your goals, your dreams. That's going to help you become the man that you were always meant to become. You know, at the end of the day, brothers, we're warriors, man. We are meant to be kings. We're meant to lead. We're meant to be the best version of ourselves, but we won't be any version if we don't believe in ourselves. A lot of people, brother, they only move when they believe that they can move. They only move when they believe that they see all that's coming. You know, everybody wants to see the whole staircase. Nobody wants to walk in the dark. You know, everybody wants to know what's going to happen next. Is there security? Is there safety? And nobody's willing to take that risk, that opportunity, and create that security and safety for themselves. Nobody's really willing to do that. So even in my personal life, when I tell people my plans, they look at me and they say, are you sure that's going to work? Of course I'm not sure, but I'm still going to take that risk anyways. I'm still going to take that chance because I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to trust the process. And brother, it's been working and I'm grateful. I'm beyond grateful. You have to trust the process, man. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, trust in God, knowing that everything will work out in the end. It'll all work out in the end. We're so focused on things not going right now, but the work that you put in right now is so you can have a better life tomorrow. You have to trust your efforts, brother. You have to trust your efforts, brother. You have to trust that the work that you're putting in right now is going to create the life that you want tomorrow, brother. You have to trust that it's going to pay off, because it will. Everything will work out in the end. But nothing's going to work out if you don't trust that process. You know, when we go through tough times, man, it's just a test. You know, let me put this purpose-driven man through trials and tribulations. That's what God's saying. That's what life's saying. Let me put this purpose-driven man, let me put this warrior, let me put this king through trials and tribulations, because you can't just call yourself a king and not go through the difficulties. You can't just call yourself a warrior and not have any battles. You can't just call yourself a man and not go through this thing that we call life, this experience, which comes with its own ups and downs, which comes with its own trials and tribulations. You know, once you make it through and once you survive those things and thrive past those things, yeah, you really are that dude. You really are that guy. You really are a king, royalty, because those things aren't easy to overcome. But we're still putting in the work to overcome it, because we trust the process. We're still doing what we got to do every single day, even if we can't see the whole staircase, bro, because we trust the process. We're still putting in the work no matter what, because we trust the process and we trust that it's all going to work out in the end. And if it didn't work out, then it's not the end. Brother, it will all work out in the end. The problem is we're trying to put measuring tape on it. We're trying to measure time. We're trying to measure when is it going to work. We're trying to measure life, and you can't do that. You got to work for the life that you want. You got to show up each and every day, and the results will come, but you have to keep working. The results will come overnight. That's what it'll feel like. What I mean by that is it's going to come at a time that you don't know. It's going to come at a time that you, oh, snap. It's going to come at a time that you don't know. It's going to come at a time that you couldn't even predict. And you have to be ready for that. It's part of the journey. You can't predict when it's all going to pay off, but you got to know that it will pay off. You got to know that it will work. See, it's only going to work, though, if you trust the process. It's only going to work, brother, if you're locked in. It's only going to work if you're doing the things that you know that you have to do in order to live a better quality of life. It's only going to work if you sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. It's only going to work if you trust the work that you're putting in today is going to pay off next year, 5 years, 10 years from now. Trust that. Trust the energy you putting in. Trust the faith that you have. Trust the work that you putting in. Trust it. There's not a lot of people that trust that. There's not a lot of people that think that it's going to work out in the end, because you've been through so much turmoils and tribulations. You know, we had so much failure in life that we think we just going to keep failing. At a certain point, I thought that was me. I'm like, man, I done failed so much. You know, I don't know when I'm going to succeed. I done been through so much downfalls. I don't know when I'll have my glory days. You know, I done had opportunities ripped out of my chest that I know I could have done great in, but I wasn't even given the chance. Like, when is it going to be my time to shine? But you have to keep trusting that process, brother. Your time is coming. I'm not no fortune teller, but I'm a human being living this experience with you, living this thing that we call life. And I promise you, it gets better if you believe it gets better. Everything is a mindset. And your outlook on life, man. How you perceive life. There's a lot to be grateful for that we're just not grateful for. Food, water, shelter, life itself, being around loved ones. There's a lot to be grateful for, brother. And we got to learn to be grateful for those things, because those things could be taken away from us at any moment. You know, if you don't even appreciate the life that you have now, how can you work towards a better life? You have to appreciate the life that you have now so God can see that and grant you more blessings. So life can see that and say, hey, he deserves more out of life because he's already grateful for the life that he does have. People see that. People see when you're grateful, they're going to want to give you opportunities because you are grateful for the opportunities that you do have. You're grateful for the life that you do have. And they're going to want to bless you with more. It's just the truth. There's a lot of people that they're not grateful for opportunities. They're not grateful. But I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the success and the not so successful moments. I'm grateful for the ups and I'm grateful for the downs. I'm grateful for the good and I'm grateful for the bad. I'm grateful for the positives and I'm grateful for the negatives. I'm grateful for it all because, like I said earlier in this video, all of it has shaped me into the man that I am today. And the same with you. The positives and the negatives, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the light and the dark has shaped you into who you are today, forcing you to grow and become the man that you are. You can't get one without the other. You can't get positive without negative. Opposites attract. That's life. That's duality. It's night right now. And in a couple hours, it's going to be daytime. That's life. We can't get away from that. That's what it is. That's what we signed up for. That's the reality that we live in. Brothers, it's time for us to lock in. It's time for us to lock in. It's time for us to lock in. And it's time for us to appreciate life. It's time for us to be grateful for life. It's time for us to appreciate the process that we're going through. Appreciating the journey, appreciating our story, knowing that our story is what we're building here. You're building a story, and no story starts with you having everything. Page one, he had everything. No, that's not how these things work. No, Batman, page one, he lost both his parents. Oh man, oh, that's tragic. That's tragic. Superman's planet gets blown up into bits. And he's the last remainder of his type. And they drop him down in Kansas so he could live on. Wow, that's tragic. Not only is Superman's parents gone, but his whole planet is gone. And he'll maybe never meet anyone that's like him in his whole life. They dropped him on another habitable planet. Okay. Spider-Man loses his auntie. And in the older novels, in the older comics, he loses his uncle. Which means he lost both his parents because his uncle and auntie had to step up. Oh, that's tragic. That's truly tragic. You know, through tragedy, man, that's where superheroes are born. So I know we've all been through something tragic, no matter what level. You know, we're not going to sit here and have the victim Olympics. Everyone has had a difficult life. Everyone has had a difficult story in their own ways. Whether you were born into money or not, whether you were born into success or not, we all have our own struggles. And you're still standing today. You're still here today. Why? Because deep down, you believe in better days. Deep down, you understand that you have to trust the process. You have hope that tomorrow can be better. But all I'm trying to help you guys recognize is that tomorrow will be significantly better. And that will be more of a guarantee that it will be better if you remain purpose-driven and do the things that you know that you have to do so you can live the life that you want. Do the things that you know that you have to do in order to build success, in order to build that discipline, in order to build consistency, in order to get that legacy, in order to take care of the people that you love. You have to put in the work. You have to do things that are uncomfortable. You have to get out of your comfort zone. And you have to, most importantly, you have to trust the process, brother. You have to trust the process, brother. If you received this message today, in the comment section, if you watched up to this point, I would appreciate, and your future self would appreciate, if you write, I trust the process. Trust the process, brother. Things will get better. It will all be better in the end. You know why? Because today you're working your hardest to put in the work and reap the harvest in the end later on. And for that, I'll be the first to say, I'm so proud of you and I love you and I appreciate you guys. Let's continue to be great. Peace.